Chattisfying.
Introduce yourself to our esteemed viewers. Tell us everything Unicornhair about your Twitch and anything else you do online.
See, I've become a guest at a very boring moment for me, I would say, because right now, like 90% of my personality is just like Emmett Selk. So it's like, hi, I'm Unicornhair, and I'm in love with a villain from Final Fantasy XIV, and that's it, really.
Right.
And literally, my stream half the time is, oh, look at this new Emmett thing I got. Like, oh, and I've ordered the cosplay, and my bank account's empty for Emmett stuff. And I need it. But no, mostly on my Twitch, I play Dead by Daylight once a week. And there's a lot of things you can do to make me screw up on Dead by Daylight. Because I have an interactive thing that some people know about, Dixper. So, you get a number of free ones of them, or you can buy more. And then at the moment, I'm going through Final Fantasy IX as my story game.
Ooh.
So yeah,
Ooh,
I basically call myself Dead by Daylight and variety streamer. And I do it about 3 days a week right now, because I used to do more, but now it's Savage Raid, so I can't. Savage Raiding at 4 a.m,
So Final Fantasy XIV's kind of taken over a little bit.
Absolutely.
Have you considered streaming that as well, or would that be off the cards?
I have, but I do like a game off stream.
Mm-hmm.
I like an off stream game, especially the last 3 weeks. I've spent 120 hours in Persona 4.
Ooh, golden.
Playing that for the first time. Yes.
Yeah, nice.
Kanji is the best, and I am annoyed I could not romance him.
I can't remember enough about 4 to know. I remember some of the characters, but not all of them. I haven't played any of them. I've only watched them on stream. But I liked 5. I thought 5 was fantastic. Have you played Persona 5?
No, I've only played 4 so far. It's my first one. I do have 5. Onion gifted me both. And what actually got me to play them was because people have animated Emmett Selk to dance to Persona music, and I was like, oh, this is actually good music.
Yeah, the
so
music in Persona is fantastic, to be fair. It's one of the best parts.
Brilliant.
Amazing. Would you consider streaming Persona 5?
No.
Okay.
No, it's too much. When I stream, I like to interact with chat.
Right.
And there's so much talking and stuff in Persona, I get way too quiet. And I'm like, nah, I won't stream those games.
Yeah.
They're a me game.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
Definitely a me game.
Yeah. I think we all have those kind of me games. Like for me, recently it's been the Switch games, primarily because I only very recently got a capture card, so I wasn't able to stream them. But it's like that's my me time, isn't it? When you got the Switch and you're sitting there in bed, really, all that kind of thing. It's great. So like obviously that's at the moment Unicornhair is like you say, Dead by Daylight and Final Fantasy IX. What's the plan going forward? Like when Final Fantasy IX finishes, for example.
Yeah, and that's probably quite soon because apparently I'm on disc 4. I don't know. The PC version doesn't have discs, but I will be playing one of the scary games that I've been gifted. So it's a scary game next. Either Resident Evil 8 or Evil Within or something called Remothered that I got gifted, and I don't know.
You've played lots of games on stream.
Yes.
What kind of games have you played?
Breath of the Wild was a really good one. Xenoblade 2 was another really good one. Final Fantasy 7, which was my first Final Fantasy 15 was my first Final Fantasy, but I didn't finish it because it was crap.
Yeah, it was crap. I'm glad you agree.
It was awful. It was awful. I got to like chapter 7 and I was like, I'm done with this. I am absolutely done. But Final Fantasy 7 was really good. I really liked that. Final Fantasy 10 was the next one. Played Resident Evil 7, which was brilliant in a different way. Because at least it entertained the chat, even though I was scared shitless the entire time. Yeah, Dark Souls, actually, like Onion said there. And that was a big one because everybody was very excited to see me get to Artorias, which I don't know if you've heard of him or played Dark Souls.
Not the first one very much, no.
Not the first one, right. He's generally known as one of the hardest bosses. I did him first try, and everyone was like, no way! Yeah, I did. Yeah, I did.
The one that I know from Dark Souls 1 is Ornstein and Smog.
Oh god, no! It took me 4 hours.
Right.
That was a long time. That was a long time.
It's the only person that I ever really paid any attention to playing that got them on like their third attempt, and I was like,
That's
are they really
impressive.
as they really as hard as everyone says they are, but they really are, aren't they? That was just really
They
impressive.
really are.
Yeah, yeah.
Really, really hard.
Because I don't like the Dark Souls games. Like, I'll never play them. To be honest with you, I'm kind of done watching them on Twitch as well, if I'm completely honest. Because Elden Ring came out today, and I'm just like, I'm going to have to watch all these people that I love to watch, but they're going to be playing a game that I couldn't care less about. It's so annoying to me. And everyone's really into it, and I'm just like, it's not me.
It's like a combo of Breath of the Wild and Dark Souls.
Yeah, which sounds exciting if you like both of those things. And I love Breath of the Wild, don't get me wrong, but honestly, Dark Souls is not my thing at all.
I didn't think it would be, but I got convinced to play it, and I think people were quite impressed. I managed to play on keyboard and mouse as well, because it's designed for controller.
Right.
And or even on PC, all the instructions and stuff are in controller.
Right.
There's no keyboard prompts at all. But I actually liked it on keyboard and mouse, so...
whatever works at the end of the day.
And yes, actually, I do play a lot of Pokemon. That is true.
That's good.
Yeah.
Pokemon's good.
A lot of randomizers.
Yeah, yeah. But no Zelda.
Well, Breath of the Wild. I did play Ocarina of Time. I tried Majora's Mask. It was a time. I didn't finish that.
No.
That can hack off. And Skyward Sword, that's the one.
Yeah.
Well, I finished that, I swear.
Yeah, yeah. Did you like Skyward Sword? What did you think?
No, I do really like it. Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
I just haven't completed it yet.
Did you play the original or did you play the remaster?
First Zelda I played was Breath of the Wild.
Right. But no, I mean Skyward Sword. Did you play the remaster of that when you played that?
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
The remaster that came out.
Right, because I've got a bit of a vendetta against Fee, but you only really understand if you've played the original, because she holds the player's hands so bad in the original, and they toned her down a lot for the remaster.
I can't believe they turned it down because she holds your hand so heckin' much,
I'm
and I'm just like, go away.
Yeah, honestly, like the last time, because I've actually streamed it twice. The last time we counted the number of times I told Fee to fuck off, and it was like by the end of the game, it was nearly 70 times. It's like she's just absolutely like she ruins the game basically, because it's a brilliant game and she's just always there. Oh, you need to do this. You need to do this. I'm like, yeah, I know that. Like even the first time I played it, I know that. I'm a gamer. I know how these things go. Honestly, it just expects everyone who plays it to be like a 12-year-old child. Not even that, an 8-year-old child.
No,
honestly,
I would say 3. You know, like because with Fee being that annoying, you don't even need to know how to read. Like she's just hand holding you constantly. You don't need to know anything.
You're so right.
Like. Could literally, I mean, and let's face it, the controls as well, because the motion control, you could literally give the controller to a 3-year-old who's just going like this, and it's like, okay, boss is dead, done. Grand.
Yeah, generally that's
true. It's a bit harder than that, but still.
Yeah, towards the end, you need to do stabbing, which is an issue because the Wii Motion Plus just doesn't pick up the stabbing motion properly, and you end up slicing, and then no one's dying apart from you. It doesn't work very well. Thank you very much for the sub. How long have you been streaming?
It'll be 4 years this April. Yeah.
Amazing. That's a long time. So
yeah, I have taken a lot of breaks. Like last year was really rough, so I didn't stream that much, honestly. Yeah. I started off streaming Skyrim though, because I was very comfortable on that game and I love it modded.
Yeah. Skyrim's
modded
amazing.
out of the world.
Yeah. I wasn't 100% sure that I'd enjoy Breath of the Wild until I played Skyrim, and I was like, yeah, if I can enjoy Skyrim, an open world game. Yeah, fantastic, brilliant. Skyrim's so good as well. Would you play that again? Do you think on stream?
Absolutely. I've never completed it. I always get like, I've never completed the main quest. I've never even got far. I never go to the Greybirds.
To be fair, I mean the main quest is boring. It's the only boring part of the game. Well,
exactly. I usually like I put mods in that make it realistic.
Right.
So you have to eat, drink, sleep. You can't get diseases. You have to learn how to make fires, otherwise you'll freeze to death. So it's hilarious. And then you can get pets as well, so you can like tame a mud crab and have that. I once had a chicken that killed a dragon for me, and I was very proud of that chicken.
Aw.
He was my boy.
That's amazing. I love that little sort of temporary memes that you can have in the stream that everyone's just like, yay, the chicken, all this kind of thing. It's brilliant, isn't it? Really adds to like the community of things and all that kind of amazing. Love it.
God help you if you kill a chicken in Skyrim, so...
Well, that's true. That's true. If you
My
even look at
thought
one
was-
wrong.
Yeah, well, my thought was, if this dragon kills this chicken of mine, all the townspeople are going to come running out and to kill this dragon for me, so... Win-win. Except for the dead
Amazing.
chicken.
So out of all of the games that you streamed, what would you say has been your favourite one? The one that you've just been like, that was... Mwah, chef's kiss.
Oh, that's a rough one. That, especially because I can't even remember all the games I streamed. I think it might be Breath of the Wild.
Ooh, really?
Well, it was just a very easy game to stream, and there's lots of puzzles, and then a lot of my clips of Breath of the Wild ended up trending on Twitter Twitch, because they were being posted in a Zelda Discord,
Wicked.
and people were like, "Oh my god, we did not know you could do shrines this way," and they started calling it like the uni way because I found all like these new ways to do it.
That's
And
amazing.
I was like, I just thought this is the way you do them. And,
Right.
Yeah, and I also figured out that you could eat wood, and people didn't know that.
I didn't know that. What
Yeah,
does-
you can cook and eat wood.
Does it do anything?
Yes, it heals you.
Oh.
So, did you ever play the DLC?
No, I didn't get that far,
Okay.
no.
All right, okay. So there's this trial of the sword where you go in and you got nothing,
Right.
no items, anything, and you got to find them throughout it. And of course, you find food throughout it and cook it at certain points. I was like, why are all these trees here? Like, what point do they have? So I cut down a load, got wood, and I just tried popping it in the cooker, and it works. Gives you a health stack, so it's like, okay, this is easy.
That's bloody amazing. I literally didn't even know that.
Yeah, there you go.
So if that's your favourite, what would you be your least favourite? What's the one game that you tried to stream and you're just like, this is shit?
Outlast 2.
Yeah?
It was boring as hell.
Yeah?
Yep.
Yeah.
I couldn't finish it. It was so boring.
Yeah,
And
I'm
it's
with
supposed
you
to be a
there.
scary game, but it's absolutely god awful.
Yeah, I'm fully with you with that. Did you finish it?
Nope.
No.
Couldn't. No, I was like, no, I'm done with this. This is terrible.
How long did?
Yeah,
how
I've not
far
done
did you
that
get?
Last two.
Obviously, we
I can't
can't.
even remember. I've blanked that out from my memory, I think.
And you streamed that, did you?
Yeah, I did,
Yeah, 'cause
yeah.
I know that when it came out, at least there was some query as to whether or not it was allowed. I think it obviously was. I remember there
I
being
did
a little bit of
stream it
controversy.
immediately.
Right.
Yeah, I did stream it immediately. It was quite a while after it came out.
Yeah, yeah.
I
'cause
didn't even play the first one.
I remember hearing when it first came out, there was a little bit of controversy. We were like, surely this isn't allowed, because it was very grotesque. And that was pretty
Yes,
much all there was to the game. That's the problem.
That's what it was. It was like it was trying to gross you out, but it was like, but it's not scary at
Yeah.
all. It's just like senseless grotesqueness for no reason. And it's like, I like slasher films and I love horror films and stuff like that and grotesque stuff, but they need a reason.
Yeah.
They need a point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
That's quite
Yeah.
interesting hearing it from the perspective of someone who does like those kind of like slasher movies, because I don't really like slasher movies. I'm not that keen, to be honest, on horror films. Generally speaking, I normally can't find them a little bit dull. Obviously, occasionally you're going to get good ones, and I didn't like either of the Outlast games. I just thought that this is just like it's just gratuitous, and it's just like there's nothing to it. It's just trying to, like you say, gross you out. But actually hearing it from someone who likes that kind of thing, and they're like, even for me, it was just too much.
Yeah. It's not that it was too much. It was that it was just like, what's the point of this? It's not done in a scary way. It's not
Yeah.
done in a spook way.
Yeah.
It's like there's no true story.
Mm.
It's like they just clobbered together a load of crap and tried to gross people out, and it's
Yeah.
just not done well.
Yeah,
It's a
yeah.
shame because the first Outlast was brilliant. I
didn't
loved
Yeah.
like that
one.
either. if
It
I'm
was
honest,
just
but-
genius.
yeah.
Mhm.
Oh, fair
It
enough.
was
It
really
proper
good.
freaked me out, and I don't get freaked out often. Obviously, I jump and scream like a little schoolgirl and all that kind of stuff. But like, yeah, Outlast 1 was fantastic.
Yeah, it was well done.
And it was replayable as well because I knew what was happening, but it still freaked me the hell out, which was great. It was
That's
beautifully done.
interesting.
So it's a shame about the second one.
Yeah, still, never mind. So in that kind of thing, then, what about a game that you enjoyed playing, but your community were just like, I'm out.
I don't think I've had one.
Really?
Oh,
Yeah, I
really?
don't think I've had one. No.
Not even. That's pretty good. Have you had the other way
no.
around, where like your community have been like, yeah, Uni's playing this, and you've just been like, nah, it's just shit.
I can't think of one. Not one that comes to mind, because if I don't like something, I'll just turn it off and I'll be like, nah, I'm not doing it.
Yeah, fair play.
And like Outlast, I was like, nah. That wasn't, see, it's like Blazing just said there, like Resident Evil 7. But even though I was scared shitless throughout it, I loved it.
Yeah.
And it got me into more horror games and stuff like that. And it actually made me realize, I actually kind of like being scared.
Right.
And I kind of like entertaining the chat in that way.
Yeah.
And it made me play like Layers of Fear and stuff, which was terrifying.
That was great.
It was great, but it was
Yeah.
terrifying. Oh my God, loved it. But yeah.
It was proper creative as well, that game. I think that
really
genius.
was. It really was. I think the first one's better than the second.
Yes.
The second one's still grand, but the first one was definitely better. I just got very surprised at the first one because apparently I got the good ending on my first go, and I was like, yes, success.
So, how do you choose what game you're going to play on stream then?
Usually people recommend me things or gift me things, and sometimes I feel like, oh, now I have to play that. But then I'm like, do I want to play that? And I'm like, yeah, I do actually. So usually that, because Final Fantasy IX was gifted to me. But like then again, Persona 4 was also gifted to me, but I played that off stream.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. So obviously you had a reason for your reason for like not playing Personas. You're like, I don't think that's going to be conducive to like having a chat. So is that kind of maybe how a little bit of how you sort of look at that? You think how a game's potentially going to sort of affect chat and make a show and all this kind of thing.
Absolutely. It's like I like to interact with chat, and if I wanted to interact with chat, I'd be pausing the game on like I'd get nowhere in the game in Persona 4, but like what ended up happening was I was streaming it privately to the friend who actually gifted me it.
Right.
I ended up like one day we were just 12 hours in that private stream call, like with people popping in and out. Yeah, that was good because they didn't backseat. They didn't tell me what to do. No one told me anything like that. They were just watching it and was like, we had a right laugh. So they've watched my full 120 hours on that.
Oh man, that's amazing. 120 hours. I can see it. If I was...
In like 3 weeks as well. I binged that. I didn't sleep.
When was the last time you managed 120 hours in a game, Hippo? And World of Warcraft doesn't count.
That doesn't help because I will do a session, for example, like with World of Warcraft, where I will take the week off, and I will stream the first 24 hours straight away, and then I'll do about 12-hour streams afterwards consecutively until at least I get to the end of that expansion or something like that, of the leveling process and stuff like that. And because I'm so shit at the game, generally speaking, it takes a long time anyway. So, yeah, even with all the gear and everything. But no, I don't know. The problem is I'm a dabbler with games. I jump on things, jump off, jump in, jump off all the time, and I'm always going back to different things. Like my safe games is obviously World of Warcraft, and then I have like Sid Meier's Civ 5, which I absolutely love and adore. 6 I can't stand, but 5 fantastic. I like building my own roads. All right, I like building my own roads, and I like the fact that I can just put one thing on that plot of land instead of this is an industry area. Like, fuck off! No, I micromanage that bit. That's fine. That's my baby. So that's my other safe game. But then I'll dabble into other games. Like I did Resident Evil, the one on the boat, which I can't remember the name of it, and it was fantastic, and that was great. And I'll just find a random game that I'll find. I'm signed up to Humble Bundle, so it'll be some random shit on there that I forgot I bought like 7 months ago that I didn't realize I still had Humble Bundles. Like, I'll grab that. Let's do that one. That one looks good. Do like a couple of sessions. Like I'll go back to something safe. Let's go play Factorio or something. Yeah. And then So yeah. But to be fair, nobody actually comes to see me game. They come to see me be a pervert. That's pretty much my entire stream. If I actually my streams will die if I actually focus on a game. It's unreal. It does me tits in because I just want to play games. I want to be the streamer that sits there and doesn't say anything and makes millions of pounds. But no, I have to have a fucking personality. Bastards.
That's so terrible. That's so terrible. You have to have a personality, Hippo.
Yeah, I want to be the COD streamer and I'm 12 years old going, fucking die, noob. But I can't do that, can I? No.
Good impression. Good impression.
I have to be the person that like has to come and go, how you doing, Bueno Trainer? How you doing? You fucking sexy bastard. I love you. Let's do dirty things. And it's like, yep, got a sub. There we go. No, I sell myself. I'm a terrible man.
You said something interesting just then as well. Said a term that I don't think I've heard before. Safe game. So you got World of Warcraft is your safe game. So I would say that then yours is Dead by Daylight, right?
No, Final Fantasy.
Oh.
14 now. I would say Dead by Daylight is one I'll probably always go back to, especially because people love to watch me be killer. Which is ironic because I'm quite a nice killer. I sometimes just let people go because I'm like, whatever, you know.
Yeah.
I purport myself to be the non-camping, non-tunneling, nice killer who will just let people go if they're nice, you know. But yeah, I suppose it is a safe game, but people can be very sweaty on that. Very sweaty.
Yeah, I know one of my mates, Bray. He used to do quite a lot of Dead by Daylight sort of streaming, and then he just got to a point where he was just like, I'm so done with this. He's like, I love the game, but I'm not streaming it anymore. It's just because it's kind of going to go into our segment 2, but it's a lot of trolls as well, and like people that, especially if you do the whole, you know, like my name is my username, and you get people coming in being like dicks and all this kind of thing.
Oh yeah, I do
I
the
don't mind
name
that stuff though. That stuff's fine by me because I like to put people down, so it works well.
Wow.
Only when they're dicks, justifiably. Like, if somebody's an absolute bell end, I will quite happily destroy that fucker verbally. That's fine. And it makes me happy inside. I won't do it to nice people, you know, unless they're ingenuously nice, and then I'll ridicule them profusely. But generally, I'm a nice guy. I'm lovable. I'm huggable.
We need the blooper reel because what you were saying, Hippo, about your stream just being a mess of perviness, kind of, is sometimes mine devolves down that way, especially when it comes to my dreams. People like to know about what I dream about because I have very vivid dreams. And I was talking to you about this before, Hippo, is I tend to have a lot of dreams where I grow a penis. And it's fantastic. But then, like, you know, sometimes there's like different lengths and sizes, and sometimes I don't even know how to pee with them. So I had to ask someone, how do I pee?
I'm 35 and no clue.
Right? It seems like it's a very difficult thing to learn. It's quite impressive.
I don't know what Mellar's reaction at the moment is, because he's kind of like astonished, but at the same time loving every second of it. This is gorgeous.
You have to have good aim. I'll just say that.
Yeah. Well, one of them, my new penis was so small that I had to sit down and pee in a fireplace for some reason. I don't know why it was a fireplace, but I was like, nah, this ain't going out far enough.
Was the hearth a roaring, or was it dead?
No, it was dead. It was like some abandoned
that's right, because you don't want to burn
house.
bum at the same time.
No, exactly. So
and sizzle testicles are the worst.
the voice of someone who knows.
I genuinely do. That's a story we're going down another day. That's fine. Yes.
Well, that is a conversation we've had in my stream, actually, is like, for some reason, I could not comprehend how guys poop. And I was like, don't you get like poopy balls? Because they dangle. And guys are like, no, that's not how it works. And I'm like, but I don't get it. Don't they dangle? So had to be explained through that one.
Yeah, I guess it depends on the angle you're pooing as well, to be fair. Because if you're pooing at a squat forward, then maybe you might get a little bit of the drop off. But, you know, you're deleting a lot of this, Mellar. I know. I'm so sorry. I didn't bring up the poop.
I'm not deleting all of it. Don't worry. The poo bit will probably stay in.
What is your opinion on? I know you say you got Dead by Daylight that has you got interactive bits on it, haven't you, and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I assume like the Twitch stream can like vote on things and stuff like that. So I've played a couple of.
More they get boxes and they open the boxes and they've got something like they can blind your screen or turn it around or make you literally stop or drop survivors and stuff like that.
Does that actually overlay onto the game, or do you have to be watching it through OBS?
No, it overlays onto the game.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it's Dixper. It's called Dixper. So.
So with that in mind, then, have you played games that are basically designed around that kind of mechanic where it plays just like, for example, Choice Chamber? don't know if you've ever seen that one or anything.
I do not know what Choice Chamber is. No.
It's an interesting game because I've played it a few times. I don't know if you've seen it, Mellar. Where basically you are a little character, and it's like a 2D platformer thing. But every room you go in and stuff like that, the chat can vote on a positive or a negative that affects you and stuff like that. So sometimes you can get like a bow and arrow that will help you get through the next room, stuff where you have to kill minions and stuff like that, or they can make you double jump or something like that, and that could be really, really a pain in the ass when you've got other things. But these things stack as well. So this will probably lead to the secondary topic, which is kind of a good segue. But I just wondering if you ever play games like that, and what's your opinion on them? Do you think they're a really good tool to have as a Twitch streamer, or are they just like a gimmicky kind of thing?
No, I think they're really good, and I think they've been around for a while because people have been like implementing that into games for a while without the actual tools being there and the actual games that do that being there, like, you know, which is why I think Dixpo was made, really, so that people, because, you know, it doesn't just count towards Dead by Daylight, it counts towards like a load of games, but I only use it for Dead by Daylight. Obviously Dead by Daylight isn't focused around that. It's just basically if people want to screw me over, which is usually leads to very funny consequences. But I think those games are really, really good for streamers, especially if you have a tool in place to either get them with points or something, because that stops trolls from screwing around with you and stuff like that. So yeah, there's like safety mechanics there. But I've never actually played a specific one. I've only used it for Dead by Daylight.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
What about emails? Have you ever played anything like that, where it's like dedicated kind of to those kind of tools?
No, I've never even heard of this particular thing. It sounds really good, actually. I'm kind of open to the idea, but it's one of those things where it's like, would I ever play a game that actually has that, you know, kind of interactivity even available? Because I mean, most of the games I play, sort of like story games, like you wouldn't be able to have it, for example, on like Final Fantasy IX, would you? There wouldn't really be much interaction that could be had, I would imagine.
Yeah, I doubt there'd be one on that old.
Yeah.
But
even
I think
like
the interaction,
even that type of game, would there really be much like meaningful that the chat could do to that kind of game? Do you think?
I think they could screw them over, absolutely. Yeah. You know, you could give them interactions with such like, you have to wear this on this person,
right?
And put the lowest weapons for the entire run or for an hour or something like that. You know, it's about you implementing it yourself with the ideas, I guess.
I see. So there's quite a lot of agency for the streamer to be creative.
Yes.
Amazing. Yeah, I'd be well up for something like that. Sounds like fun, honestly. Yeah, good times. Do you do anything outside of Twitch at all, like in terms of like content creation? Do you do anything like on YouTube at all, or anything like that?
No.
No.
I thought I would at some point, but it's honestly, Twitch is more my hobby. Like, in my first year of streaming, I did a lot and I burned myself out way too much, and then kind of stagnated from that burnout. But I was happier from the stagnation because I was like, people are here to see me rather than just be involved in a stream with like someone they know or trying to get support and stuff like that. And it's much more genuine. So I treat it more as a hobby than anything. And if I want, like, I do have a few videos on YouTube, but it's only like to show people really stupid moments or something to save them, really. Yeah. And when I do a playthrough like Final Fantasy IX now, I highlight the entirety of the stream and just add it to a collection if people want to watch them, because I know there are people who watch the VODs rather than the live stream.
Yeah, fair enough.
And that's all I do.
So when you actually started then, you say obviously now you see it as a hobby. Did you not see it as a hobby when you started then?
I kind of did, yeah. But it was more of like, I don't think I actually was, like, I wasn't exactly pressured, but I felt pressure to become something.
Right.
That it had to lead to somewhere.
Right.
And it was pressure I put on myself, really. But I feel like people have a lot of expectations sometimes. Like, some people don't realize that a lot of people don't do this for money, or they don't do it for fame or partnership or anything like that. They do it because
it's fun.
They like it. And for me, seeing as I'm quite housebound, it makes me feel fulfilled, and it makes me feel more connected to the world and have people to engage with. So I'm not a complete hermit and stuff like that. So, you know, that's what it means to me, really. But it took me a while to kind of realize that.
Yeah, I think I
really.
do think that generally speaking, I think that like burnout is a really interesting topic just in general. We've spoken about it before on the show, and it does seem that it's something that most streamers have to deal with at some point, and some streamers get through it and some don't and disappear off the face of the earth. It is quite interesting, like and the fact that you feel like you grow quite often afterwards and all this kind of thing. It seems like almost a rite of passage in a way. For certain people, but it's also quite interesting that was kind of what made you kind of realize it was like I'm literally I'm really just doing this only as a hobby. I need to remember that, and I think that is something that I think people need to remember quite a lot of the time. And I do genuinely feel that, like, generally speaking, obviously there's going to be like cases that don't quite follow the mold, but generally speaking, if you get into streaming for the money, that's when you're really not going to get anywhere, because I think a lot of the time people see through that and are turned off by it, and are like, I don't think I really want to be here because, you know, it's not a genuine interaction, all that kind of thing.
Oh, I absolutely got turned off from a couple of those streams where the streamers only chat to subs and stuff like that, and ignore everybody else, and I'm just like, I'll pass, thanks. And that's grand for some people. Yeah. It works for some people, and again, it's some people's jobs, so they have to actually focus on that. But for me, it's more of an engagement, friendship type thing, you know. So yeah.
I also do wonder though sometimes, because I think that, because obviously we're here sitting here, the three of us saying we stream for fun. I think sometimes people don't believe that. They're like, of course
no, they don't.
Of course they're streaming for money. Like it's all about the money. It's really not. It's genuinely fun.
Yeah, I've seen people be like, oh, well, if you're not streaming for money, why do you have your affiliate like activated? And it's like, because people want subs, and it's actually nice if people want to support. Yes. That's really, really adorable and endearing, and I don't feel like I deserve it really, but it's excellent, you know, regardless. And it encourages you to stream more as well, you know, but you can receive support without being in it for it.
Yeah,
I think that's what people need to realize.
Yeah, absolutely. And you get to that point, don't you, where you're like, oh, hang on a second, I've actually somehow got this community that are amazing, and yeah, that's what it's about. It's about community.
Yeah,
amazing.
And all their money, but mainly community. It's fine. Yeah. Sorry. Now, to be fair, like, I've gone through some dark days, and my community has like helped me through a lot of it, whether it was emotional or financial. To be fair, because when I caught COVID, I was struggling and I was off work, but it was before like they brought in the whole furlough scheme and stuff like that, and I had really lovely people help support me financially, which I never asked for, but they knew the circumstances I was in, and just helped me out, and it was absolutely incredible. And I've loved them before, and I love them after. You know, they're just absolutely amazing. It's just, it surprises me how well. I say it's surprising. I think it's more visible now than it ever has been, that the gaming community, and with alongside Twitch and social media platforms and stuff like that, how giving gamers can be to one another and to the right causes and stuff like that. I'm not saying that was a right cause per se, but you look at all the charity streams and stuff like that, and I've done a couple of charity streams, and it's just amazing how many people can just be like, yeah, I'll contribute and help because it's worthwhile. I think it brings out good. And it kind of surprises me, not from my community as such, because I think that I expect them to be fucking good, otherwise I'll slap the shit out of them. But generally speaking, just to see, like, you see people do these St. Jude streams, and you see people do like, I've raised $1 million, I've raised 500k, I've raised 100k, I've raised £100, you know, and it's just phenomenal to see that. And I don't like it. And again, when you see the obvious people doing it for the money, you see the people doing this charity streams for clout, you can see that happening. That's fine. But for the most part, it seems to be from a place of a genuine care and consideration. And I love that. And that's what I love about my community, is the fact that they are there for each other and for me, which is a good bubble for me, because I am a hermit. Unfortunately, I have to work and socialize with people there, but if I didn't have to, fuck that. But you know, I would quite happily stream from my bed if I could under the covers, and that'd be fine. But unfortunately, I have to show my face now. I've done it once. But no, I think it's absolutely fascinating, and I feel so privileged as a streamer to have that kind of community. I think it's amazing, absolutely amazing. I probably wouldn't be here without them. Because I go through a lot of dark stuff in my head a lot, and as Mel's knows me, and they're phenomenal. They're absolutely phenomenal. The fact the fuckers messaged me at 4 a.m. and go, why are you not up? I was like, 'cause it's 4 a.m, you fucker. Oh yeah, time zone. Yeah, fuck off. Mute Discord. Never speak to them again until next stream. There we go. But no, it's absolutely incredible. I think most streamers of a certain level, and I think that's probably in the bracket of where you get like between 2 and 5 onwards viewers will know the feeling. You know, when you've got 1 or 2, it's usually a friend that you kind of have that bubble. When you've got strangers for the first time coming in and showing the love and all that kind of stuff for your weirdness and your passion for a certain game type and your mannerisms and stuff like that, it's just, yes, it's a proper wholesome feeling for something I just want to make money on killing 12-year-olds. In the game.
In the game.
Highlight that bit.
Thanks for adding that.
Add that.
Yeah. In the game. Yeah, little shits. Sorry. Yeah. Ruined Fortnite for me. I quite like the color scheme, but I can't play it now because you're all fucking there. Yeah, sorry. Hi.
Okay. Are you all right there, Hippo?
I'm gonna have a lie down now. It's okay.
Oh, bless you. I think I'm all good. You got any further questions, Your Honor?
When?
No.
No. That was my question anyway.
That was the question, just when?
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 Chattisfying.